a lot of people ask us, as a family business, how we do it, how we get along. There's a lot of different personalities that go on, and I think we just happen to have the perfect personalities. I mean, there's absolutely no way I could do this without Jeremy.
And it's obvious. I know that it's the same. Our skill sets are just very separate and very complementary at the same time. So
the same with our personalities. They've always got, we haven't really been the type that really fought that much growing up, but it's been easy, really.
Yeah, I think it's actually a benefit, if you've got someone that you can trust to that level that you have with family, and pair that with just kind of the fortune that he has such a great operational mindset and me with a more business financial mindset. And maybe some other businesses don't experience this, but we had a very clear separation of duties and expertise, and I knew when an operational decision came down, I had to lean on him and trust him that was the right choice, and the same way with us, and kind of, and bringing back our mother. It was just her seeing that and us proving that to her, and that trust. We've always been very close, and we just had to continue to foster that and nurture that.
So when we started, it was the three of us, and we kind of had an idea. We wanted to grow it, but we didn't know exactly where we wanted to go. Fast forward, 10 years, we're in 2 cities. We've got 80 employees. Every single person who works for us has started at a cleaning capacity. So we try to provide opportunity for everybody that works for us, and try to hire and promote from within.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to our original goal when we sat down, is just how do we do something more, just rather than just being another cleaning company. How do we make this something more? And whether that's, like he just mentioned, opportunities within our staff and employees to build them up into leadership positions, or in the community. I think one of the most proud things that we have was Shane's idea back in 2014 to start our charitable initiative, where we started donating cleaning services to local charities. And I think that has an impact on what they can do with their dollars to further their missions and their causes. So I think there's a lot that we've done that we're proud of, that's kind of built up that more standpoint that we shoot for and achieve. But that's definitely important to us, and that's the legacy we definitely hope to leave, is that we're not just in it to do a service and collect our checks and go home. We want to have an impact on the community and the people involved in every aspect of our business.
I think we got a lot of that from our mother as well. She has probably one of the biggest giving hearts of anyone I know, and it just, she instilled that in us as well. I think some of the challenges, that you want to look out for in a family business is, one is personalities, and making sure that if you're going to get into business with your family, that you do have that dynamic.
Very clear separation of skills and duties. Even if they don't have the perfect overlap, setting that boundary line early on is important, because you're going to come to decisions where, I may be the finance guy, but I've got an opinion on the operation, and you've got to just have that respect from the get-go on who's making the call when this decision comes up, or who do we lean on for this. I think that's definitely very important. And I think another thing to just be very cautious of and clear up front is, for me, being the finance guy, I think just having that kind of financial discipline. A lot of businesses go through different challenges, and we saw it. That was a big thing we saw before we came on board. It's just, if you don't have that financial discipline and separation to prepare for future growth, but also the struggles that you're likely and inevitably going to encounter, it can kill your momentum. It can sink your business. So you need to just build that mindset in of, putting money away, having stuff set aside for emergency situations, planning out for, as you grow, you've got taxes you need to be prepared for to pay. You need to get all your ducks in a row and not be afraid to reach out for help when there's something you're not sure of, whether it's seeking advice from a CPA or a lawyer or a professional business consultant or an advertising firm. Just all those things as you grow, you got to not be afraid to ask for help if you don't know the answer.
One thing I'd say is, don't be afraid to take risks. There was a lot of things, as we grew, when we expanded to Springfield, and took on the largest contract for the city of Springfield. It was, we were uncomfortable. It was a risk for us, but, as we went through the process of bidding it, and, we felt confident we could take it on, and we did. And it pushed us past our comfort zone, but
Yeah.
it really paid off.
Yeah, and that opened a lot of doors for us. And I'd say on the flip side, though, one other thing to keep in mind is, don't be afraid to say no as an entrepreneur in a growing business. You'll get a lot of opportunities or people, whether they're friends or connections, that might try to ask you to help out with something that deviates from what you're really passionate about and what, your core strengths or services are. And you've got to be able to at times just, say the right no's to keep that focus, because it can really send you in different directions and slow down your momentum and also, cause some pain points for your company. So.